So we're here this morning at the memorial for celebrating the birthday of Raul Wallenberg, and I wanted to ask Olga Menser to say a couple words about Raul's role in her own life. So, you know what? Maybe I can. Let me figure out if I can turn this thing around. All right, I can. So let's just do this.
I need to hold it, or
No,
you
I'll just hold it for
yeah,
you.
okay.
Just speak.
I am Olga Menzer, and I am from Budapest. And in March 1944, the Nazis came in Hungary, and everything changed. We had to leave our home and looking to move in with other family, because some of the houses was selected as they call Jewish housing. And so we moved in, and the people had to share the apartment, where each family could have only one room. And then my mother heard about Wallenberg, that he was giving out protective paper, which called Schutzpass. And so my mother get those papers for my sister and for herself and for me. My father was not in the picture on the time because he was already serving in forced labor in Budapest. But so anyway, the Arrow Cross, which was the SS in Hungary, one morning they came and they knocked on the door on the apartment house where Jews was living now. And they said, out, Hungarian. And we was put in a group, and we was taken outskirts from Budapest. And so my mother had those papers and argued with the Arrow Cross that we have those protective paper and we should be not taken away. Of course, they didn't listen. So we was taken outskirts of Budapest and Ferihegyi, close to the airport, and my mother showed them the paper, and they looked the paper on the time, and they said the paper was okay. So we was taken back to Budapest, but now we was taken to a different house. We understood was the protective house what Wallenberg set up to live there. So we was very crowded. We was like 20 people in a room. Most of us slept on the floor, some on the cots. Of course, we had only the clothes what we had on, nothing more. But unfortunately, again, one morning, the Arrow Cross came again, and we was taken away outskirts of Ferihegyi, in Budapest. My mother, of course, showed them the paper again, and they looked the paper and they said, those papers are false papers. They are not valid because didn't have a border mark on it. So I have no idea if that was true or not, but anyway. So we were separated from my mother. My mother was taken away. With my sister, we stayed behind, and we worked in digging ditches in Ferihegyi, and we stayed there for a number of weeks. I can't remember exactly how many weeks. And finally, we was taken back to Budapest, and the cattle train was waiting for us. We was put in the cattle train, and we was like sardines, like 90 people maybe. Some people get hysterical. We had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. It was a pail put in the train, which we used our bathroom. The train stopped a couple of times. People had to take out the pail, which was whatever, we used as our bathroom. We was very hungry. We traveled for many days, maybe not as many, maybe 2-3 days, and no food, nothing to eat. And also we had to stand because there was no room to sit down. And as we traveled one evening, the train stopped, and they unlocked the door. They told us to get out fast, and the SS was standing there with their rifle, with big dogs, and we arrived, as we later I find out, in Ravensbrück concentration camp.
So
I understand that many Jews, actually I know somebody who had those papers, and they was the original paper. Therefore, they survived. So I know, but I know also some other people who had the misfortune, as we had. They had false paper, but anyway, he saved many Jews. I think maybe 80,000, perhaps even more Jews. And so he was a wonderful man, being a Gentile person, and he was so kind that he wanted to really help the Jews, and he did. He did the best what he could. Even he did more than that what he could. I understand some people, he was going to the train station and he was giving out paper, and he saved many of the Jews. So we Hungarians especially very thankful for what he did.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to lay flowers at this beautiful monument called Courage and Compassion. And even though, unfortunately, Olga's family was eventually deported and sent to a series of horrible concentration camps, for a time, Wallenberg's influence did hold the family intact, and we pray for all those who their lives were taken from them. And we pray for Raul Wallenberg, a great hero of conscience whose fate is still unknown, and we resolve to continue to tell his story, to celebrate his birthday, celebrate his legacy as an inspiration for all of us. Thank you.